All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Kelly Allen, and I am an ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I am here with Amy Kramer today. And we have had some experiences together with the health products that we're using. And she just has so much knowledge in what she's doing and what she's learning right now that I wanted her to be able to share her experience and knowledge so that it could benefit more people. So this is Amy. Amy, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself
Sure.
and kind of your background with health and what you're up to right now?
Sure. So, Amy Kramer, I live over here in South Carolina. I have actually worked in the health industry for over 30 years, and I primarily work in the Medicaid and Medicare markets across the nation. So, I've worked with a lot of doctors, a lot of hospitals, and a lot of the major insurance companies when it comes to our Medicaid and Medicare programs in the country. Recently, within probably the last several years, I have really turned to natural health, just seeking more knowledge for my own family. But it's turned into this educational pursuit where I am becoming a naturopathic doctor to be able to support people in natural health means for their health and that of their family. So it's really just become this whole new journey that I've started to expand knowledge to the point where I'm considering changing entirely careers to serve others in their health. So it's incredible. I never would have told you I would ever go to school again, but here I am.
Yeah. How long is the program that you're going through?
So at the end of October, I will be finished with part one. And then I get just a quick little break and I start part two, which will run through about this time next year. And then I will have a cram course to prepare for my board accreditation exams. So it's very accelerated.
Yeah.
And I spend a lot of hours studying, a lot of hours reading, on top of working full time and family obligations. So it's a really huge commitment in a short time frame.
Yeah.
Super accelerated, super just how much can they cram in your head in one time, right?
That's great. Well, right before we started recording too, we were just talking about the impact that your learning has on people. And I think that's just so powerful that you can gain that knowledge and then share it with other people so that they can benefit too. So that's great. Because I mean, I think the impact you're going to have in this time that you are so dedicated to studying is really going to be huge. So, okay. So one of the things that we connected about originally was the Plexus product called Reset. It's a 3-day nutritionally supported fast. And so you had done all your research and you kind of saw some of the things I was sharing. So what made the Reset stand out to you? What made you look at it?
So I personally have been kind of being my own test bunny on a lot of things because as this educational journey I'm on, I get a lot of access to products that you only get through a naturopathic doctor. So I'm starting to get access to different supplements, different homeopathic and herbals and things like that. And I've been really using myself as my own test bunny to understand how to use some of that stuff and to improve my own health. And one area for me was metabolism. And, we all metabolism kind of starts working about age 25, it starts to decline. So as we age, it naturally slows down. And a lot of people just think it's gradually getting older. But supporting your metabolism and keeping it strong is one of the keys to it's the fountain of youth, really. And it's all within inside us. So I was really digging into that topic for my own body. And I looked at supplements and different things like that. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. I think I need to at first kind of reset my body to prepare for these other things that support metabolism. Because unless you have proper absorption up front, a lot of times you just take supplements and to be frank, it goes in one end and out the other, right? So you have to prepare your body. And this reset that I looked at and really dug into provided that opportunity to basically reset, right? To open that opportunity to better absorb things, to create that nutritional balance. So that's what attracted me to it. And I know I asked you a ton of questions about it because I wanted to make sure it was nutritionally sound and was going to achieve what I was specifically looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah. I never mind the questions. I mean, I can dig and find it for you. And
Mhm.
we're seeing that for a lot of people is just that it literally just resets things for people. And even though you're going through these 3 days with these products, the impact it has after the 3 days is huge.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
so tell us about like, how was it for you the 3 days, and what kind of things did you notice with it?
So mentally, before I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to go 3 days without eating? Right? Because mentally you have this, I can't do that. So I did it right after my birthday. And I had one of those 0 birthdays this year. So I did it immediately afterwards. And I went in it with, okay, look, just do it. Right. Day one, I didn't really feel deprivation. I didn't feel, there were times where I was like, oh, I'm hungry, but it wasn't long lasting, right? It didn't disrupt my day. I slept incredible. I was having dreams like someone turned the light on in them and everything was in color. It was crazy.
Wow.
But I slept very soundly. And, a lot of times when people will wake up in the night and have to use the bathroom, and that is usually a sign of your body not detoxing and repairing enough at nighttime. So when I did this reset, I was one person who would get up during the night to use the restroom. I did not do that during this reset. So that was completely not my normal routine. But the experience was very positive. By the end of day 2, I felt very strong, just mentally strong. Now, in addition to doing the reset, I was also using that time to intentionally do a lot of meditation and journaling and reflection of my own body, because fasting is a very beautiful process when you tie in just more than just keeping your weight away from food.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I look back at my notes from that 3 days, you can see heightened creativity. You can see deeper connection to myself. You can see goals and dreams starting to be very thought out, right? Not just wishful thinking. So it was not an experience that I had necessarily anticipated happening.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, we get to day 3. I'm 10 pounds lighter, and it's been over a month. That has not come back. I still sleep very well, and my water is a lot more consistent, right? On top of, I've been able to take all that creativity and things I was starting to unlock during the fast and apply them and put them into practice in what I'm doing. So it actually was a very full experience for me that brought a lot of things on the other side.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm seeing in so many people too. And I don't think people realize the power mentally with
Right.
fasting and just those victories. We can get so in the habit of just consuming, thinking we need certain things when
Right.
we don't. And when we do take our mind and even our body, because we know so much happens in our bodies when we are fasting, and when we're not eating and we're not expecting it to constantly digest, right?
Right.
And that mental clarity afterwards too. I tell people that before I started the reset, I wasn't a person who like danced.
Right.
After I did the first reset, day 3, I was like in my kitchen dancing. Day 4 and 5 and 6,
Mm-hmm.
like it did something for my mood and mental clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And
It increased your energy, it increased your
yeah,
frequency.
yes,
It's so much more than just a physical manifestation that happens.
absolutely.
So,
So
mhm,
tell me a little bit, like, what are you finding about fasting? Because some people might be watching this and thinking, I've never fasted.
mhm.
Um, I don't think I could go 3 days without eating. And the reset isn't actually 3 days without eating. It's 600 calories and 68
Right.
grams of protein in those 3 days. So you still are giving your body nutrition,
Yes,
but
you
it's
are.
a combination of those 8 products that are really resetting how your body is working.
That's
So
right.
yeah. So what have you learned about fasting in general?
So I want to talk about keto, because a lot of people are going to associate fasting with keto, and that's very, very popular for a lot of people who are interested specifically for losing weight. But here's the problem with that type of eating is when you stop doing keto fasting, your body just goes back to the way it was. All you've done is condense what's already in your body in terms of toxins and things you were already doing. You just condense it. And when you get off of that keto type fasting routine, your body's like, woohoo, I got room, and it starts going everywhere again. And that's why people gain back so much weight very quickly when they come off of that type of dieting. So I don't necessarily I think there's a lot of good qualities in keto. I think it can benefit a lot of people, but you have to read the whole book. If you read the whole keto diet book, the intermittent fasting that is done is not how most people practice keto fasting. And it introduces more problems than benefits long term. So I think there's benefits to it, but you have to really be knowledgeable about how to do it right for your own body. Now, real fasting, even Hippocrates, way back thousands of years ago, endorsed fasting as a way to heal the body. It is a way to eliminate toxins very quickly. It's a way to bring nutritional absorption back into our body. And it's a way to, again, this is appropriate labeled, it's resetting. And, that's ancient medicine from thousands of years ago. You wouldn't think, you'd think someone would prove that wrong by now, and they haven't. But when you intentionally fast, it is intended for you to slow down in life, reflect, rest, and really give your body time for healing. And the fasting introduces the healing process. And it initiates that longer term healing that a lot of us would benefit from when it comes to things like inflammation, digestive problems, bowel movements, metabolism, weight loss, all of it. Okay. And fasting initiates that process. Now, when you look at this reset, it does have a lot of good nutrients in it. So you're not going, in the desert, not eating and drinking for 3 days. You have nutrients, you have plenty of water. Your body is getting enough to subsist and still receive the benefits of a good fast. And it's time bound. You're not doing this and then, crash course eating like you are in keto and then fasting again. You are very intentionally setting aside 3 days, honoring your body, your mind, and your spirit, and using that to propel healthy nutrition afterwards, healthy livings, better stress management, improved sleep. Like you said, you were dancing in your kitchen. So you've improved your energy, you've improved your vibrational frequency, which influences mind, body, and spirit connection. So there's a lot of good benefits around this that fasting honestly is one of the best medicines we can do for our body. So at long term, I certainly plan to recommend things like that to my clients when I feel like it'll benefit them. But it really does come down to not only just your physical body's needs, but are you ready mentally and spiritually to align yourself? Because it's a 3-legged stool that all has to be balanced for this to work.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. If somebody's coming just to lose 6 pounds, 7 pounds or whatever, and then just to return to habits they had before, then it's not worth their time.
You're wasting your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're ready for a change and for your body to really start healing, it's an amazing tool.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I in fact, I bought another one. I plan to do it after I get back from a trip that I'm doing next week, because I feel ready for that next fast. I feel I have other things I want to work through with it. Right. So you have to, it really gives you an opportunity to learn about your own body and, gauge it. Right. And I saw one of your customers was doing it every month, and she has really seen a lot of progression.
Yes.
And I think that's wonderful. I hope she's encompassing these other things we've talked about to really realize the 100 view degree here that she can have with this. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually that one in particular, that she's been doing it once a month since December, because she was one of those people that got early access to it. And she had eliminated gluten and some dairy things just because she had noticed some things in her body. So she teamed that up with really getting things right inside her body with the reset, but then adding in that nutrition part and just what her body needed.
Right.
The changes have been spectacular. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. It's I was very glad I said yes to trying this because I was looking for a fast. But when you Google fast, keto comes up.
Yeah.
And that's again, it's got pros and cons, but I just really that isn't what this should really be aimed at,
Yeah.
because you're looking for longer term nutritional value and rebuilding health from the inside out.
Yes. Yeah. And that's really what Plexus is all about. And so
Mhm.
yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This just has added so much value. I can't wait to share it with people. Um, and if somebody's seeing this and wants to reach out and just has more questions, please contact one of us and we'll be happy to help you. So wonderful. Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly.